Hi everybody, I'm Grandmaster Rogers, your host of African American Shadow Boxing TV. Today we're going to talk about what is fasting. Well, fasting, it can actually be, it can preclude sexual intercourse or other activities as well as food. But for medical purposes, like a medical definition, fasting is pertaining to food, and in a biblical sense, also pertaining to abstaining from food. Now, speaking of a biblical tense, it would be abstaining from food for spiritual purposes, and there are so many different elements or different fasts. All fasts are not created equal, let's say. You could fast for weight loss. You could fast for, well, most religious fasts or cultural fasts are done out of devotion. And you only do those for like 24 to 72 hours. Fasting has side effects also. If you fast for a few days, if you're a normal, healthy adult, you shouldn't have any real side effects. Maybe a little lightheadedness, cramping in the stomach, but you'll be okay. And you know, it's just some of the things that you'll feel will be very normal. The basic risk in fasting is the prolonged fast, 3 days or to a month. As you know, I've gone 50 days. Today is the end of my fast. 6 o'clock this morning was the end. I haven't eaten yet, but 50 days is dangerous. And being a Grandmaster and founder of Asilia, Sanaa, I challenged myself to work out hard 45 minutes to an hour every day, and it's not recommended to do any hard work or physical exercise. Now, all of the side effects that I'm going to mention to you, I didn't experience, but I did experience lightheadedness, feeling in my stomach, in pretty much not the stomach but the intestinal area. Not right away this time because I've done this before, but the side effects could be fatigue, weakness, headaches, low blood sugar. Of course, I mentioned dizziness or lightheadedness. These things are normal, but you won't really experience this with the few-day fast per se, but the prolonged fasts are kind of dangerous. And really, the safest way to fast would be with supervision by a physician. But the religious fast for a few days out of devotion to cleanse your mind, your body, and your spirit, and to get closer to God. Every day, for 45 minutes to an hour, I spend time in prayer during my fast. But not your usual prayer. Prayer in Asilia Sanaa can also be physical.
Point out that there's evidence not just from animals but from humans that fasting is good for the body. It will reduce inflammation. It will reduce oxidative stress in organ systems throughout the body. And one thing that happens when you fast that does not happen when you eat 3 meals a day is that your energy metabolism shifts so that you start burning fats. Every time
3-day fast, 1-day fast. And the idea is to gain clarity. The idea is to relinquish your dependency on other stuff.
The fact is, we're spiritual beings, made human by our attachment to this world through our flesh or body. As spiritual beings, when we deny the flesh, we become more in tune with God. And when we deny the flesh and pray at the same time, we mentally become less
attached to the world and more open to the spiritual frequencies that allow us to hear God's communications process to us. This spiritual frequency is a force so powerful that it can break through any of those things that are holding back what God has for us. This is the power of self-denial, for lack of a better word. Jesus had three things that he made reference to in Matthew 6. He said, when you pray, when you fast, and when you give. Now, saying it in that way implies that he already knows that this is what we are doing as spiritual beings. We are fasting. So it's an instruction to us that he knows we're already doing it. Even the ancient Egyptians or in ancient Kemet, they have an old saying that's inscribed on pyramid walls that says, humans live on 1/4 of what they eat. On the other 3/4 live their doctors. Clearly this shows that the ancient Kemites were very conscious of the benefits of not eating so much.
Look at what happens to your body when you fast. Less blood will be flowing to your digestive system when you fast, so more blood will be sent to other tissues in your body. In addition, your body will use the fasting period to remove deposits of cholesterol that line the blood vessels. When you breathe, your body can absorb thousands of toxins which are infused in the environment around us. Fasting helps us remove the toxins that have built up within your lungs. Your stomach uses the time during fasting to clean itself and remove any waste matter to allow for more efficient digestion. Your intestines also use the time during fasting to clean themselves and remove any waste matter to allow for more efficient digestion. Your liver provides the body with glycogen, the secondary energy source, and breaks down fat to provide glycerol, another energy source. When you are fasting, your kidneys increase the amount of diuresis, the process of excretion of salt and water, which leads to lower blood pressure.
Most of the weight loss during the fast is liquid or water weight. And most people, when they return to eating, will gain this weight back because your metabolism is now slower. You really want to start slow when you start eating again. Not just slow. You can still do your juices, raw nuts, but you have to eat little bits to get your digestive system back in order before you can have salad. Watermelon is good, or just different fruits that contain a lot of water. Would be good to come back from any fast actually, but especially a prolonged fast like the one that I've subjected myself to. And I want to tell you that I feel spiritually empowered. I feel that there has been a breakthrough. There was no way that I thought that I could ever do 50 days. I didn't even know if I would be killing myself. But now I know. I no longer have to believe that I can do 50 days, that a human being can do 50 days. I am sure of it, because today is that day for me, where belief is very important. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in those powerful forces of God. And you have to know that that force is in you and you can accomplish all things. Well, this is my first day eating It's the last day of the fast. This is the first meal. I want to share this with you. It's a little bit of salad here. I got some broccoli, lettuce, tomatoes, little onions, carrots. And so what you do is you start slow. First couple of days, and you got to take in fruits, vegetables. Just don't start off with red meat, chicken, and fish, because those foods are harder to digest. Speaking of digestion, even with the salad and the fruits, you want to chew your food very good so that it can be easily digested. So, bon appetit.
The main take-home message of this talk is that fasting is a challenge to your brain, and your brain responds to that challenge of not having food by activating adaptive stress response pathways that help your brain cope with stress and resistance. The mechanism is very similar to the mechanism whereby exercising your muscles increases the number of mitochondria in your muscles. The fasting is a mild energetic stress, and the neurons respond adaptively by increasing mitochondria, which helps them produce more energy. And in this paper cited down here in Nature Communications, we recently showed that by increasing the number of mitochondria in neurons, it can increase the ability of the neurons to form and maintain synapses, and thereby increase learning and memory ability. In addition,
well, it's official. I've lost 35 pounds. I've had my official weigh-in at Body Image this morning, thanks to Patty Knott, and started out at 218. I'm now down to 183 pounds, and I feel great. I also want to shout out Patty at Body Image. They're at 5259 Lancashire Boulevard. Their number is 818-761-8840. Now, Patty has several pieces of gym equipment: stairs, steps, heavy bags, mats for grappling, boxing gloves. I mean, just a whole host of fitness equipment. And I'm Grandmaster Rogers, and you're watching African American Shadow Boxing TV.